Everybody, it's Harry Boxer, the technical trader. It's Tuesday, November 24th. These are the charts of the day. Starting alphabetically with A-Power Energy Generating Systems, APWR, which we talked about earlier in the week. As you can see, the gap up took it out above the ascending coil, got up to resistance from the June high, backed off, held support in the gap, and making higher highs here. Technicals moving up a little bit. Not quite surging yet, but I think that if it does break out over the 15 area, it could start to accelerate into the high teens. Next we have China Automotive, and it continues developing this coil or pennant as volume dissipates. Technical is holding up really well. I'm anticipating the possibility of a spike up breakout. It takes us into the 20 plus area and then beyond. Ag feed had a spectacular surge the last couple sessions on big volume. Take a look at this volume the last two sessions. The biggest volume since back in May when the stock was running. This could be a breakout today, although it didn't close well. Still 8.9 million share traded. And the stock closed right at the declining tops line. Any further follow through here and we could get a substantial move on it. With a target up around the 7.5 area for starters, and then beyond that something maybe up in the 9-10 range. Green Plains Renewable Energy, GPRE, which broke out over the last couple of weeks and then pulled back, held a moving average, spiked up last Friday, advanced slightly yesterday and jumped to $1.55 today. Now the volume is low on this, so relatively low, 250,000 share traded today, and that's big volume for it. And because it's thin, it could be a flyer with a target up around the 17-18 range, maybe even mid-20s down the road. Nabi Biopharma we're highlighting today because of this spectacular price volume breakaway gap, and then a pullback if it's forming the apex of a wedge or pennant right here. Low volume, good technicals. Certainly looks like if it breaks out here, you can see the stock trading it in the 6.5 range pretty quickly. Nanometrics, similar, broke out, pulled back, bounced, and now it's gotten quiet on low volume and formed at the apex of a wedge. Notice how it's holding the 10-day moving average here for 3 of the last 4 sessions. A breakout projects up towards the top of the channel, which gives us a price somewhere around the 17.5 level from current 11.67. Netlist, wanted to highlight that because along with Revlon, two of the more spectacular stocks out there have had big runs. The one-day pullback resulted in further upside, but now we have a 3-day mini flag developing. We'll see if we break out of this flag, whether it spikes up into the 11-12 range or thereabouts. That's my longer-term, intermediate-term target, short-term target around 8-9 zone. NVMI, Nova Measuring Instruments, just come out of a 2-month consolidation, popped yesterday, had an inside day today. Technicals held up very well. Looks higher, and immediate targets around 4.5 with further targets down around 5.5, 6. Revlon, as indicated, along with NLST, two of the more spectacular moves we've seen in the last 3 or 4 weeks, which has gone from 6 to 18. But over the last 3, 4, 5 sessions is kind of flagging or coiling nicely, holding up very well. Technicals holding up. While I'm dissipating, any move here could expect this into the low 20s. Rhino, after this move out of this little mini head and shoulders on the volume, and then settled back into a nice 6-7 day flag pattern on low volume, looking for a breakout and then a move that takes us into the mid 30s on this one. Sega is waking up here. Had a nice pop yesterday and another really nice run late in the day today. It took it from about 7.35 to 8.64 before settling it, closed at 8.40, up 81 cents. But look at the chart, and you'll see that we're at the top of a major trading range going back 6 months. A breakout through here, and this thing could spike up into the low teens. Multiple lines of resistance around 11. That's my target. And lastly, we have Smart Modular, SMOD, which also popped out of a declining channel with a price volume surge here, and has been has been flagging on low volume with multiple tops up around the $5 level, breakthrough 5 with heavy volume, could lead to an SMOD move that takes us into the 6-7 zone pretty easily. And that's it for today, and probably for the week. We are closed on Friday, so you have a good one. Everybody, it's Harry Boxer, the technical trader. It's Tuesday, November 24th. These are the charts of the day. Starting alphabetically with A Power Energy Generating Systems, APWR, which we talked about earlier in the week. As you can see, the gap up took it out above the ascending coil, got up to resistance from the June high, backed off, held support in the gap, and making higher highs here. Technicals moving up a little bit. Not quite surging yet, but I think that if it does break out over the 15 area, it could start to accelerate into the high teens. Next we have China Automotive, and it continues developing this coil or